Hello and welcome back to the podcast, Listen Dog Training, the Walk and Talk. If you are listening on release day, it's only bloody Boxing Day, isn't it? How are you doing? Are you okay? Do I need to lower my voice a little bit? Do you have a bit of a headache? Did you have a lovely day yesterday? I do hope that you have had the most wonderful Christmas, whatever that looks like for you, whether that means a full crazy house or a quiet cozy day or a long muddy dog walk followed by all the hot chocolate in the world, or maybe just a cheeky nap with your dog curled up next to you whilst you both watch Elf. However you chose to spend December the 25th, I hope it was truly delightful. I hope you had a lovely day. Now, I have to say at the top of this episode, today's episode is one of my favorites of the whole year, which is actually a weird thing to say because this podcast isn't even a year old yet. So I've never actually recorded a Boxing Day podcast episode before. But what I mean is I need you to get on board with me right now with how much I absolutely bloody love this magical window of time that we are in right now. I've had it referred to before as Twixtmas, Crimbo Limbo, or the festive gap, but guys, none of those titles are doing justice to the magical portal that we have just entered together, that is the glorious gap between Christmas and New Year. Full transparency, I love this more than Christmas Day itself. I love it because the thing is, Christmas itself is lovely, but it really comes with so much pressure, especially if you're a parent or you have a big family. There's just so much to organize and there is so much expectation and so much that must be done and has to be delivered on that day. And it can be really exhausting and overwhelming, to be honest. But now, this little pocket of time where everyone forgets what day it is and you can just eat cheese and chocolate for breakfast. No one knows what time to get dressed, and you accidentally had a Bailey's at 11 a.m., but it's fine because there are no rules this week. This is truly a blessed time to be alive. It just feels like the world loosens its grip a bit. The emails stop, the schedules ease off, and suddenly there's just space like you have never known space before. There is so much space to breathe and space to dream and space to imagine what life could look like through a slightly more magical lens. And maybe because we just cracked out the Baileys too early, we don't know. But if you are anything like me, this little portal of time, this is when the big thinking happens, not the frantic January 1st, New Year, New Me energy. I'm not talking about that. I'm not here for that. But the softer, more spacious, hopeful, exciting kind of thinking that I just love. And so today, we are going to dive into that big thinking energy together, and we are going to talk about designing a year of success with your dog for 2026. Your goals, your routines, the joy that you want more of, the challenges you are ready to overcome, all through the lens of being a dog owner and being a human with a life full of other stuff that matters too, right? We're not going to be unrealistic. And believe me when I say there is no better week of the year than this week to do this kind of big thinking, because for me anyway, this is like one of the only weeks where life slows down just enough for us to step outside of the day-to-day busy, doing, and move into imagining. And when it comes to our dogs, imagination is huge. It gives us permission to think about what is possible, not just what we are struggling with today, but the relationship we want to build, the adventures we want to take, the confidence, the calmness, the connection we would love to see. So, before we get into frameworks and practical steps, I want you to ask yourself, what do I want life with my dog to feel like in 2026? Pause, take a minute, hit pause on me for a minute if you want to. Let that question land, because this is our starting point for designing our best year yet. Okay. And if you need a little help with this, I've got the perfect tool for you. Have you ever heard of your wheel of life? So, if you are like a stationary or planner nerd, like I am quite substantially, you probably have heard of this before. It's just basically where you kind of picture your life as one big circle, like a giant pizza. And then we segment that circle so that each pizza slice represents a certain area of our life. Like maybe one would be hobbies and leisure. One might be your career, your work. One might be friendships and relationships, adventure and travel, and so on and so on, right? And we score each area out of 10. And then that enables us to see where we're already winning at life, already crushing it, and then maybe where we need to focus some of our energy and intention because maybe we're not quite crushing it. And so, to help you get clearer on where to focus with your dog in the upcoming year, we are going to bastardize that wheel of life and we're going to make it the dog owner's wheel of life. Okay. So, if you are a visual person, grab a pencil, draw out your circle, and I'm going to list some suggestions for areas you might like to think about, and you can add your segments as we go. It's a really simple visual way to see the different areas that make up life with our dogs and how balanced or unbalanced they are so that we know where to start, right? So, your categories could include training and learning, daily routines, enrichment and play, relationship and connection, owner mindset and confidence. And this one is not to be overlooked, in my opinion. I would love it if that went on everybody's wheel of life. Lifestyle and adventures, health and well-being, and that is dog and human, and the home environment, and anything else that you feel is relevant or important to you. But I think these ones are a great starting point if you're not really sure. Okay, so once you've got those down, you can start to think about how successful or unsuccessful you currently feel in those areas. And remember, the idea isn't to judge yourself ever. It's not about being overly critical. It's just to get awareness, because awareness creates choice and choice ultimately enables you to create change. Okay. So ask yourself, which of those areas feel joyful and full? Where do you feel like you're already smashing it? And then on the flip side, which areas feel a bit neglected, maybe, or heavy or stressful? Which topics, when I said them, when you heard them, made you sort of like just flinch a little bit, like, oh, yeah, I didn't really want to think about that, or like, oh, that's not great. Once you've got a reading on that, you can move on to designing your 2026 dog training goals. This is the fun and exciting bit, okay? So once you've mapped your wheel, you can begin to think about your big goals for the year ahead. And I want to encourage you, let your goals be both realistic, yes, but also unapologetically hopeful and big and bold. And just to be clear, training goals aren't just about behaviors like recall or loose lead walking or reactivity. They can also absolutely be, I want more fun with my dog this year. I want to feel less guilt. I want consistency without pressure. I want to feel proud of the progress we make. And that might not mean that your rate of progress has to change in any way from what it is now, from what you're already doing, but just that your mindset as an owner needs some more work. That in itself, with no changes in the training, would be a really, really helpful shift. And once you have this clarity, you can move on to creating a training plan that actually works and delivers those goals. Now, when it comes to this bit, one of the biggest mistakes dog owners make is trying to fix everything at once. It's like when people go wild with the New Year's resolutions, right? And suddenly believe they can quit smoking, start a 7 day a week gym habit, learn to meditate, write a book, all of this just because it's January 1st. And what always happens to these people? Overwhelm, and then inconsistency, and then guilt, and then we feel like failures when actually we were just asking way too much of ourselves in the first place and we didn't have a realistic system that was going to support us. So, we're not going to let that be us, are we? Because we're better than this. We are going to create a great training plan that sets us up for success, and a truly great training plan is going to do these 4 things, okay? Number 1, it keeps you focused. Number 2, it makes your progress visible because you need to celebrate that shit. And number 3, it fits your actual life, your real life, not your fantasy life, not the life you wished you had, but the life you're actually living, right? That's very important. And number 4, finally, it reminds you of the one fact that to me should be the thread that runs through everything that you're doing with your dog on a daily basis. And that is training is meant to be enjoyable for both of you. If you don't enjoy it, you're not going to keep doing it. If you don't keep doing it, you're not going to get anywhere. It's supposed to be fun. You got a dog to enjoy having a dog. Let's never forget that. So, okay, start with just 1 or 2 goals that come to mind. Break those goals down. Choose your exercises or your practices or your games that you need to deliver those goals. Track what you do. Celebrate your wins every single week with a little review. And I promise you will see change. And when you see change, you will feel good. And when you feel good, you will do more. And when you do more, you will see even more progress. And then boom, you're absolutely flying through 2026 and you're both having the time of your lives. Now, if you are currently listening and thinking, I love this sounds freaking amazing, but I am a disorganized agent of chaos, and it's only going to be a matter of weeks before the wheels come off of this amazing plan. Well, listen, don't worry, I've totally got you. My digital dog training planner, which I very rarely actually talk about these days, but is actually the very first digital dog training product I ever created. Well, that thing, that little beauty, was designed for us in this moment, guys. It walks you through goal setting, tracking your sessions, reviewing your progress every single week, and staying motivated across the whole year. It basically holds your hand through building that year of success with your dog. And it's also perfect for this in-betweeny Christmas and New Year reflection energy. You can set your 2026 goals now, and you can hit January already organized and inspired and ready to go. If you are interested, you want to learn more, you want to go check it out, it's on the website at listendogtraining.com. I will put a link in the show notes. It's cheap as chips. And the great thing about it is you can just buy it once because it's digital, and then you can just reuse it year after year after year. So you can just keep it on your iPad, you can fill it in digitally, or if you're old school like me, you can print it out, you can put it in a training folder, but then you can just print a new copy every single year because you've bought the digital file. It's totally up to you. Either way, it is uniquely designed for dog training. So it has sections for tricks and behaviors, goal setting, weekly planning, loads of like tips and guidance and information and stuff at the beginning. And then there's a section of sort of like my top 10 useful exercises at the end for you to reference as well, with little tracker sheets as well. It's basically your best friend if you want to make a plan, okay? And you want to see it through. This thing is your best friend. And speaking of exercises, let's actually talk practical training for a second, because your dog doesn't need all the exercises you've ever seen in your life. And this is where people can so easily get themselves all overwhelmed, right? You just need the right ones for you, the ones that match your goals and match your dog's temperament and match your lifestyle as well. And if this is an area where you feel a little bit lost, I created the Design Your Own Dog Training Pack literally for you. This is my last shameless plug of the episode, I promise. But this training pack, which is also on my website and available as an instant download, is full, chocker full of exercises, training exercises, as well as like a little guide at the beginning on how to choose the right exercises for you and for your goals. And then you can then mix and match them together to build yourself your own bespoke training plan and schedule. And the pack itself, with all the exercises in, it literally guides you through the process of doing that. So you literally get the pick and choose power of a professional trainer without the overwhelm or the price tag. And if that sounds like something that would be helpful to you, everything is at listendogtraining.com. Go and have a little look for yourself. You are always welcome to have a browse. And if you have any questions, you can always slide into my DMs. Just do be aware that obviously, given the crazy times we're in, it's highly likely that I'm at least one glass of Bailey's and half a tub of Cadbury's Heroes into my day already, or on any given day, let's be honest, for the next week, and at any given time. So please bear with me when it comes to me replying to things if I am a little bit slow. Okay, so before we wrap things up, because I'm sure you've got lots of festive shenanigans to be getting back to, I really don't want to take up too much of your time today. I want to leave you with this reminder: anything is possible. Absolutely anything. The bigger you think, the better, in my humble opinion. Okay? But also remember this: you do not need to do everything at once. Every single step you take, no matter how tiny, every little training session, every little moment of connection, every walk where you just try something new, it all counts. Every single action. It is all progress. It's all coins in the jar, stickers on the chart, however you want to look at it. And amidst all the challenges and through whatever struggles you may or may not be facing with your dog at the moment, please don't forget to love life with your dog. It is so easy to forget when we spend so much time worrying and troubleshooting and thinking about fixing problems and getting obsessed with the problems, that the whole reason we wanted a dog was because they bring so much joy into our lives. They really, really do. Even the quote unquote naughty dogs, sometimes they're actually the best dogs of all, because they force us forward in ways we might not have ever pushed ourselves otherwise. So in 2026, I want you to chase success. Yes, absolutely. Of course I do. But I also want you to chase joy. Because what is this life all about, really, if we're not going to just do our best to enjoy it? Steps off soapbox, walks off stage. Okay, right. Must be time for a Bailey's hot chocolate. Yes, I think so. So I will love you and leave you now. I hope you have the most wonderful, magical, special final days of the year. Give your dog a cuddle from me. Don't forget to watch Elf and Scrooge and the Santa Claus if you haven't already. And I will see you on the other side in 2026, where we can all reconvene and start smashing our goals. Yes? Yes, I do think so. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your walk if you are walking, or your day, whatever you've got going on right now. And I will see you same time next week for another episode of The Walk and Talk.